Today's lesson is called The Treasure in the Forest. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
And I'm Roger. We're going to continue talking about our featured story this month by H.G. Wells entitled The Treasure in the Forest. And so far, we've been introduced to three main characters here. We've got Evans, we've got Hooker, and we've got the body of a dead Chinese man. That does not sound good, especially because the body is puffed up.
Yeah, the second half of day one of our story was a little bit spooky and also a little bit scary, a little bit frightening. Yes, we did have the dead body of the Chinese man. That was definitely off-putting and scary. But we also had a vision within a dream of Hooker and Evans assaulting a person named Chang Hai. Remember, Chang Hai was the person who buried this treasure. This person, Chang Hai, was able to find all of this Spanish gold in a shipwreck and then bury that treasure. And of course, Evans and Hooker wanted that treasure for themselves, so they beat this information out of Chang Hai. They assaulted him and took this information out of him by way of force. That was very, very spooky, and yes, we saw this in an image within a dream, and then later on, we saw the body of a dead Chinese person, but yes, this was a real body. This was not in a dream. Ooh, how spooky. Anyways, let's get started with the second part of The Treasure in the Forest. Remember, Evans and Hooker are still looking for this buried treasure. They are on the hunt. They're on a treasure hunt. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
As Evans and Hooker took in the freshly dug hole nearby the body, they realized the man had beaten them to the treasure. The gold was still there, so they figured the unlucky man had been bitten by a venomous snake. Evans reached in and grabbed an ingot, getting pricked by a thorn in the process. They placed the heavy gold on a jacket to make it easier to carry. Evans got pricked again, but he thought nothing of it.
各位好，第一部分我们看到的单字是 prick， 这个字是动词，指刺、扎或是戳。例如说 Nancy accidentally pricked her finger on a sewing needle. Nancy 不小心将缝纫的针戳到自己的手指。接着我们看到一个名词片语 think nothing of，表示把什么东西视为平常，或是看清什么东西，对什么不以为意。像是 Bob thinks nothing of leaving dirty laundry on the floor of his room. Bob 一点也不觉得把脏衣服丢在房间的地板上有任何不妥。另外，补充一个反义的片语 think highly or a lot or the world of， 可以代表非常重视，认为什么东西很珍贵。我们可以说 Lily thinks highly of her English teacher and wants to follow in her footsteps. Lily 很钦佩她的英文老师，希望可以跟随她的脚步。
Okay, here's the first paragraph. Let's talk about it, everybody. As Evans and Hooker took in the freshly dug hole nearby the body, they realized the man had beaten them to the treasure. So here we've got the phrase took in. That's the past tense of take in. That means they just noticed this freshly dug hole nearby. They were looking at it. They were wondering why it was there. Usually take in can mean that you're enjoying something. Hey, let's take in a movie tonight. Let's go see a movie tonight. Let's enjoy a movie. But in this particular case, they noticed that there was this hole dug near the body. But then they realized that, hey, this guy actually beat us to the treasure. This guy got to the treasure first.
Oh, no. So I guess that's the end of our story. Evans and Hooker found the treasure. Congratulations. That wasn't much of a treasure hunt. Well, that's the end of the story, folks. Bye-bye. We'll see you next month. Well, not really. We still have a lot of story to go, and boy, is it ever chock full of action. Anyways, yes, Evans and Hooker, they noticed the freshly dug hole nearby the body, and there, at that moment, they realized the man had beaten them to the treasure. But here's the thing. The gold was still there. So they figured the unlucky man had been bitten by a venomous snake. So yes, why is this man dead? Why is he all puffed up and blue? Oh, while he was trying to retrieve the treasure, he must have been bitten by a poisonous snake, a snake with venom, a venomous snake.
Exactly. So that's kind of weird. The gold was still there. So they figured, well, this guy came to get that treasure, but unfortunately, he was bitten by a venomous snake. You could also say a poisonous snake, a snake that has a poisonous bite. If it bites you, you're going to get really sick or you might die, like the bamboo viper here in Taiwan or the rattlesnake in the United States. Those are venomous snakes. And Evans reached in and grabbed an ingot, getting pricked by a thorn in the process. So he saw those gold ingots there, those pieces of gold, and he thought, boy, I really want to grab one of those pieces of gold. So he reached in where the gold was and grabbed an ingot of gold, but he got pricked by a thorn in the process. So here in the process just means at the same time. So as he reached in, he got pricked by a thorn. A thorn is something sharp that is usually on a plant. Like roses have thorns, so you have to be careful when you give your girlfriend a rose. Make sure she doesn't get her finger pricked by a thorn on the rose.
There you go. As they say, every rose has its thorn. But yes, very simply, a thorn is a sharp, pointy part of the stem of some plants. And yes, roses are beautiful on top. Those blooms, red, pink, white, yellow, are gorgeous, but the green part of that flower, the stem, is covered with thorns, so you have to be careful when you are handling roses. Anyways, this is not a good thing, okay? Evans reached in and got pricked by a thorn in the process. So I'm getting the feeling here that he is going to get sick from this, that there's some poison on this thorns. Anyways, they placed the heavy gold, the ingot, on a jacket to make it easier to carry. Yes, gold's a very heavy metal, so you are going to need all the help you can get to carry it around.
Now here the last sentence says, Evans got pricked again, but he thought nothing of it. So again, he got pricked. Again, there were thorns there, and if a thorn scratches you and breaks your skin and causes you to bleed or something, you have been pricked by that thorn. Prick here is a verb, of course. It means something sharp, kind of cuts into your skin. So he wasn't too worried about this. He thought nothing of it. So if you think nothing of something, that means you don't think about it at all. You don't worry about it. And I guess these are two treasure hunters. They can take a couple of pin pricks from time to time.
There you go. They have no problem being poked by thorns or pricked by thorns or anything like that. It happens all the time, so they think nothing of it. Okay, folks, with that, it is time for us to end this particular paragraph. But don't worry, we'll be back with another one for you right after a short break.
Disturbed, Hooker wanted to go back to bury the body. However, Evans persuaded him to help carry the gold instead. After only a short while, Evans collapsed, dropping the gold. He was sweating and breathing heavily. He clutched his throat and told Hooker to give him a moment.
第二部分，我们看到一个单字 clutch， 这个字是动词，指抓紧、紧握。举例来说， Mary clutched her purse tightly as she struggled through the shopping crowd. Mary 紧抓她的皮包，奋力穿过购物的人群。另外，补充一个 clutch 的相关片语，可以用 in the clutch 来表示在紧要关头。所以可以说 The company is looking for salespeople who perform well in the clutch at busy trade shows. 这间公司在找可以在忙碌的商展会场上把握商机的业务员。
Let's talk about the next part of our lesson. Remember, we've got Hooker and Evans, and they're trying to take the gold away, and they're using a jacket to make it easier to carry the gold. But here, the second part of our lesson says, disturbed, Hooker wanted to go back to bury the body. However, Evans persuaded him to help carry the gold instead. So here Hooker thought, well, there is a dead man back there, and we can't just leave him there. He needs a decent burial, or if we don't bury him properly, his spirit may come back to haunt us or something. So he was disturbed by this. He was bothered by that. So he wanted to go back and take care of the body properly.
Yes, he was upset emotionally, so he wanted to go back to bury the body. It's not right to leave that body out there like that. It's a gruesome sight. It's blue and swollen. And yes, this is a human being after all. We should respect the dead, so let's go back and bury the body. So yes, here Hooker is disturbed. He's upset emotionally. He is bothered by what they have done or what they haven't done. Remember, he wants to go back and bury the body. He wants to respect the dead. After all, this is a human being. Anyways, Hooker wants to go back to bury the body, but Evans says no, and then goes on to persuade Hooker. He persuades him to help carry the gold instead. Yeah, we'll go back and bury the body later. Let's take care of the gold right now. Now, after only a short while, Evans collapsed, dropping the gold. Yeah, here, I don't get the feeling that he's going to collapse or that he's collapsing out of fatigue. I think that he's sick. Remember, Evans is the one who was pricked by these thorns, okay? So I think that's going to come back and haunt him right now. So yes, after only a short while, I should say, Evans collapsed. He fell down like a ton of bricks and he dropped the gold. Yes, here to collapse is to fall down. Yes, if you collapse, if a person collapses, they fall down as though they are fainting. Now, things can fall down too. You could say lots of buildings collapsed in the earthquake. Because of the earthquake, these buildings fell to the ground in a massive rubble.
That's referring to buildings, of course, because of a natural disaster like an earthquake or whatever. But in this particular case, the person collapsed. So the person passed out or fainted or whatever because of being sick or something. So because Evans collapsed, he dropped the gold. And he was sweating and breathing heavily. So he's still conscious here, but he ran out of energy or something and fell down to his knees. But he was sweating and he was breathing heavily. And he clutched his throat and told Hooker to give him a moment. Please wait a second. I'll be okay. But he was clutching his throat. If you clutch something, that means you hold on to something tightly, as if you're trying to prevent a disaster or something like that. So he couldn't breathe and he was sweating. So something was wrong with his throat. So he clutched his throat. He grabbed it and said, just wait a second. I'll be okay. I just need to catch my breath. We'll find out what happens in just a second here, but let's move on now to the next paragraph. We'll listen to it first.
Hooker was putting the gold back onto the jacket when a thorn pricked him as well. It dawned on him that they were poisonous and that Zhang Hai must have used them to protect his gold. He tried to suck the poison from his thumb to no avail. Hooker stared at his companion's quivering body, and Zhang Hai's grinning face came to mind. Helpless, he realized there was nothing he could do but wait for the end as the poison spread throughout his body.
第三部分，我们看到形容词 poisonous 有毒的，引起中毒的，像是 poisonous household chemicals should be kept away from small children。有毒的家用化学物品应该远离幼童。另外，补充 poisonous 的动词 poison 有危及、伤害的意思。我们可以说 Gossip really poisons the atmosphere, which is why we do not tolerate it at our company. 八卦会危害整个气氛， 所以我们公司不会允许这样的事情。再来，我们看到片语 to no avail 表示徒劳无功，毫无成效。例如 IT's attempts to retrieve the information from my hard drive have been to no avail. 资讯科技人员试着从我的硬碟里取回资料，但一直没用。另外，补充2个同义的片语。首先可以用 be of no or little avail 来指无效的。举例来说 The politician's words of hope were of no avail, and the people voted him out of the office. 这名政客充满希望的言论并未奏效，人民用选票让他下台。再来，常常使用片语 in vain 代表徒劳、白费，所以可以说John's efforts to save the company were in vain as it still went bankrupt. John 拯救公司的努力付诸流水，因为公司还是破产了。最后，我们看到单字 quiver， 这个字是动词，用来指颤抖或是发抖。举例来说 Sarah quivered with fear when she heard a strange noise outside her window.Sarah 听到窗外有奇怪的声音，害怕的发抖。
Now get this, Hooker, next, was putting the gold back onto the jacket when a thorn pricked him as well. Oh no, and yes, it was at this very moment. At this moment, it dawned on him that they, the thorns, were poisonous and that Shanghai must have used them to protect his gold. Yes, he put those plants around the gold as a trap to kill anyone who's going to try or who tried to steal his gold.
That's right. So Hooker realized this. It dawned on him. He suddenly knew this. Hey, those plants were poisonous. And that's Shanghai doing his job there. That's very smart. He used it to protect his gold to make sure nobody would try to steal it. And he tried to suck the poison from his thumb to no avail, which means it was useless. It did not help at all. So you could say this, I tried to find my keys, but to no avail. I couldn't find my keys, so I had to leave the house without them, and hopefully somebody else would let me in later on at the end of the day. So yes, that's what Hooker tried to do. He tried to suck that poison from his thumb, but it didn't work. The poison was in the body. He is going to die.
There you go. Sometimes when people get pricked like this, or if they get bitten by a snake, they try to suck the poison out. Sadly, though, if the poison there gets into your bloodstream, you can't suck it out. It is going to move through your body. It's not going to stay in your thumb, let's say, so that you can just suck it right out. So, yeah, here he tried. He did try to suck the poison from his thumb, but this didn't work, okay? He sucked the poison from his thumb to no avail. That is, this didn't help. It was of no advantage to him. It was totally ineffective. Yes, the poison is now coursing through his veins. Anyways, next, Hooker stared at his companion's quivering body, and Shanghai's grinning face came to mind. Oh, steal my gold, will you? I don't think so. I have booby-trapped it. Anyways, before we move on, let's talk about the word companion. A companion is a person or a thing that accompanies you somewhere, or it's a person who does things with you. They're your company, let's say. They're kind of like a friend.
Indeed. So, of course, he was staring at his buddy's, his companion's body that was quivering. Quiver means to shake, because he was poisoned there. But he also could see Shanghai's grinning face that came to mind. He thought of this in his head. He realized, uh-oh, Shanghai actually got the last laugh. We're the ones who are dying. He gets to keep his gold. So that's his grinning face. Grinning means smiling. And so he realizes that he has fooled those two British gentlemen, and they have learned their lesson, and they have to pay with their lives.
Anyways, helpless Hooker realized. He realized there was nothing he could do but wait for the end as the poison spread throughout his body. Yes, Hooker knows he is done for, that his goose is cooked, that he is going to die there because there's nothing he can do. The poison is already in his bloodstream and it's spreading throughout his body. All right, folks, with that, that's it for our story, but don't go away, don't fret. The Chinese teacher is on the way.
Hello, 各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第3部分有提到 Hooker 把黄金放回夹克上的时候被棘刺刺伤了。那读到这个段落的第2句，他说 It dawned on him that they were poisonous and that Shanghai must have used them to protect his gold. 他突然意识到那些棘刺有毒，张海一定是用它们来保护黄金。好，这边要介绍的句型是 It dawns on somebody 加上 that 子句。Dawn 这个字当名词，它有黎明破晓的意思。那在句型里面，它是当动词用来表达逐渐明白、开始了解。我们可以用 something dawn on somebody 来表达某人开始明白某事，开始意识到某事。举例来说 Suddenly, the horrible truth dawned on him. 忽然间，他突然意识到那个可怕的真相。好，另外像我们课文里面它是用 it dawns on somebody 加上 that 子句的句型，那其中这个 it 就是当虚主词用来代替 that 子句。例如 It finally dawned on Kate that she would never become a famous singer. Kate 她终于明白她永远不会成为一位知名歌手，要红没有那么容易啦。好，那我们顺便补充几个相同的用法哦。你可以用 it occurs to somebody，或者是 it strikes somebody， 或是 it hits somebody， 或者是 it crosses somebody's mind， 这些的后面加上 that 子句就可以表达相同的语义，就可以表达说突然想起某事，突然想到某事。好，那我们通常在用这样的句型的时候，这个动词啊一般会用过去式表达，也就是用 occurred, struck, hit 或者是 crossed。举例来说 It occurred to me that I had left my phone at home. 我突然想到我把手机放在家里，忘了带出门了。好，接着我们来学习must 它可以表达推测，我们来学习它的用法。must 表示肯定推测的时候呢，第一种用法是用 must 加上原形动词来表达对现在的推测，像是 They must feel tired and hungry. 他们现在一定觉得又累又饿。好，那第二种你是用 must be 加上动词 ing 来表达这个推测某件事正在进行，表示说目前一定在怎么样。像我们可能常听到 You must be joking， 那就是你一定是在开玩笑的吧。好，或者是当我们遇到很不可思议的事情，你可以说 I must be dreaming， 我一定是在做梦吧。好，第三种呢，我们是用 must have 加过去分词来表达对过去的肯定推测，表示说一定做了某事，肯定做了某事。像是 Haley spent all her money at the shop. She must have been out of her mind. Haley 在那间店花掉所有的钱，她一定是疯了。好，那以上是今天的重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Prick.While Karen was sewing a button back onto her shirt, she accidentally pricked herself with the needle. Thorn. The gardener was careful to avoid thorns while removing old roses from the bushes. Disturbed. Ian has been in a disturbed state of mind ever since he came down with a serious illness. Collapse. Everyone was concerned when Rachel suddenly collapsed during the party. Clutch.After the ball hit Bob in the face, he bent over and clutched his nose in pain. Poisonous. It can be difficult to tell poisonous mushrooms apart from ones that are safe to eat. Companion. Kim was happily surprised to find her brother to be such a great traveling companion. Quiver. Your hands might quiver if your blood sugar level gets too low.Discussion starter starts now!
All right, now it's time for our discussion starter. Roger, do you think Evans and Hooker got what they deserved?
Yes, I think they earned it because they were so stupid they should have realized that somebody is going to set up some way to protect their gold there. It just isn't so easy to go find gold in the forest and be able to take it. There must be some kind of poison there, or maybe a wild animal nearby that would attack them or something like that. I think they were very naive. How about you?
I agree. I think they earned it. I think they deserve exactly the fate that they got because of how they acted towards Shanghai. Remember, he gave them the information about this gold. He told them where it was located, but he didn't tell them this willingly, okay? Remember, they had to beat this information out of him, which was definitely not the right thing to do. So I say, good job on getting revenge there, Shanghai. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.